Studies show that 56% of LGBT people and 70% of transgender and gender nonconforming people reported experiencing discrimination by healthcare providers,
including refusal of care,
harsh language,
and physical roughness because of our sexual orientation or gender identity.
Identifying as a bisexual, especially an African-American woman, can be kind of tricky.
My mom accused me of being influenced by demons.
I had a lot of, "You're gay?"
It's funny because a lot of people tend to assume anything else before that, like before they think you're trans. Like they'll fill in the blanks with any other explanation.
I hear like the slurs like faggot and that's so gay all the time, and it really bugs me.
Being somewhat quote unquote different, you get shunned by your family, shunned by your community, shunned by your church. And then when you lose that support system, when you lose that foundation, that family, that's devastating.
I'm a transgender man. I was born and raised as a girl, but inside I always knew I was a male. So I transitioned to live life as the man I've always known myself to be. It can be hard to understand what it means to be transgender, especially if you've never met a transgender person. Unfortunately, it's still legal to discriminate against transgender people in more than half the country, which can really become a problem when I'm asked to show ID. Like everyone else, I sometimes need to use the restroom when I go out. But because it's still legal to discriminate, I can be kicked out of a business and even have the police called on me just for using the men's room, simply because of the sex on my birth certificate or ID. Until we update the law to protect transgender people from discrimination, I can be fired from my job, denied housing, refused service in a restaurant, or harassed and kicked out of a business just for something as basic as using the restroom.
She said, well, you have to pick sometime, like whichever one you're gonna be with. What does their gender have to do with how I feel about them?
When people find out you're gay, it raises something in them.
There are so many different colors on the LGBTQ spectrum. You know, there's trans, there's, lesbians, bi, gender fluid, gender queer, there's so many subgenres of people that exist in our community.
At the end of the day, I really had to accept that there wasn't really a single subculture that was gonna define me. I had to accept that I was made of all of these things and that all of these identities don't necessarily make me.
Be accepting of yourself, even though other people might not do it.